Well, when a client comes to me, I have to make a judgment because a lot of it's complicated. I mean, medicine is complicated. You're about to fight a battle in somebody else's language, medicine. So I make a judgment whether I can ask my client to sit down at home, not across the table from some attorney they may never have met before, and write out an outline of what brought them to the doctor. What do they believe went wrong? What did they learn about what went wrong? What doctors did they see after that, and what were they told? I then ask them to help me identify what records exist, what films exist, because they're frequently important, whether it's an MRI, CAT scan, or X-ray. So we know where all the evidence should be so that we have an identity of all the doctors or nurses who might have been involved in the care. Sometimes, some of them have some medical knowledge, and I will have them take a look at the record. Is there something there that you say is inconsistent? Then I bring a nurse in. That's my real starting point. I bring a nurse in, and she analyzes and reviews the record for us from beginning to end and points out the red alerts, the warnings, the things that just don't compute. Then I'll take that and her memo and my own analysis, and I'll go meet with the doctors. And I've learned over the years I'm much better off, rather than talking to a doctor on the phone or writing them a letter, I go wherever they are and I sit down and meet with them and workshop it to say, look, here's what we see, here's what we know, here's what's in the chart, here's what the family believes, but here's what's not in the record to support it. Where do we go? And then the specific questions that I've developed that I believe are necessary to prove that particular malpractice, I throw out the doctor, and then I also tell him, look, I may have missed the question. What questions would you ask to find out whether or not the doctor practiced below accepted standards, which is a key thing. Again, it's not just a mistake. And I advise my clients that the doctor doesn't have to be an A student, which sometimes bothers people. He has to be a C student. He has to do what the average doctor would have done. And I'll frequently have somebody come to me and say, Andy, I was in New York, spoke to the top gun, told me that he wouldn't have done that. And I have to tell him whether he would have done it or not is not malpractice. Is what the doctor did acceptable, even if it turned out to be wrong? Regrettably, that's the key. And the doctor doesn't have to be the A+ superstar. He has to do what medicine generally requires.